It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jessup.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jessup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner specials. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to the barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the big dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM, Big Dog Country Radio. Good morning, Bob. How's it going?
It's going good.
A lot of softball to be played here at the Barbara Struckoff Field in the next couple of days, right?
Yep. Next 2 days, super regional. 4 teams in, 1 survives, goes to Columbus. The rest are done.
So one team from these 4 teams, just 4 teams, but they get to play twice. Is it?
It's double elimination.
Double elimination tournament.
They're all playing twice today, and then they'll play again tomorrow to see who survives.
So we play at 3 today. Is that correct? The first game?
Game's at 3.
And how many games?
If they lose, they play at 5. They win, they play at 7. There's
all
4
right.
games today. There's 1 game. First game's at 1. Second game's at 3. The losers play at 5. The winners play at 7.
Okay. All right.
1 team will be gone today. The rest will be gone tomorrow.
So 1 team will be eliminated today. So Wayne County plays at 3 today. If they lose, they play at 5. If they win, they play at 7. And of course, they're counting 2 hours for these games. And I've done enough of these here at the board riding it, and they always go more than 2 hours.
I don't know why they just don't have it spread out more than 2 hours, but that's the way they've got it set up.
Yeah, they always go more than 2 hours. So we say 3 o'clock is going to be the first pitch, but let's just say it's going to be around 3 o'clock. It's going to be around 3 o'clock for that first pitch for Wayne County playing at 3 o'clock. And who do they play at 3?
Troup County.
All right, Troup County coming in. So 4 teams from different regions in here, what they call a super regional. They'll play today and tomorrow, a double elimination tournament. And the winner of this tournament goes to state in Columbus. So go Yellow Jackets.
The 4 teams are Wayne plays Troup. Wayne's the 1 seed. Troup's the 4 seed. The 2, 3 seeds are Perry, number 2, Westover, number 3. They play at 1 o'clock today. So there's a 1 o'clock game, 3 o'clock game. Again, the losers play at 5. The winners play at 7. 1 team eliminated today. Then they pick it up again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So
Okay. They pick it up at what time tomorrow?
3 o'clock, I think, is the first game tomorrow.
3 o'clock. Okay. All right. Well, go Jackets. If you want to see some girls softball action out there, not only Wayne County, but other teams, you can head out to Barbara Struckoff Field and enjoy it. And remember, your cash is no good at the gate there. you must go online and go to GoFan and give them all your personal information just to be able to enter into a high school softball game.
Again, the cost for the tickets are $12 for a one-day ticket and $20 if you want a ticket for both days. So that's the cost. And again, that's set by GHSA. It's not set by anybody locally.
Yeah,
so.
it's in state playoffs now, so they take over. Yeah, so it's $12. Okay, and so that's what the price. And now that $12, that gets you in the gate, and you can stay there as long as you want.
Right. For
Okay.
$12, you can watch all 4 games.
All righty. And that's today. So go Wayne County Yellow Jacket girls, region champs, playing today around 3 o'clock in their first game. And we wish the Yellow Jackets the best of luck. Get out there and support those Lady Jackets. Wear that gold and white and black and yellow and cheer them on to a victory over Troop today around 3 o'clock for the first game. This is great, being able to host that here in town and have those 3 other teams from out of town come in, and all the parents will be coming in, and it's going to be a good economic situation here for Jessup and Wayne County.
I'm sure they're getting motel rooms and having to stay, so sure most of them came in last night, I would assume. So
Okay.
see how it all plays out. But Wayne County, the favorite, again, the number 1 seed, so we'll see how it plays out. But Perry's always pretty good. Westover, we've seen them before, so good softball teams rolling into town, so should be a fun event.
Okay. All day today, starting at 1 o'clock today with Wayne County playing at 3. And then they play again tomorrow in this double elimination super regional tournament. And you said the girls volleyball team is heading to state, is that correct?
They go to state tomorrow, first round. They're at Griffin High School tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Best 3 out of 5 match.
Okay. And they've done really good this year, hadn't they?
They posted 20 wins first time ever, so they've had a good year. It's been fun to watch. I only got to see a couple matches, but the ones I went to it's very entertaining, fun, good team.
It's amazing how agile they can be out there getting that ball and
It's
lock it up in the air.
It's a
and
fun
hit it.
sport to watch. It really is.
It is
It's
a fun
like
sport to watch, isn't it? Yeah. Whether it's a full team like that or it's the beach volleyball when you got 2 people on each side. It's always fun to watch. Of course, you got that famous scene from Top Gun back from the 80s when you had the boys out there playing in beach volleyball. And so we wish the Lady Jackets the best in state action there and volleyball action. Any other teams doing anything that right now you can
Cross
think of?
country's getting ready for the region thing. That's still a couple weeks away. So that's at BC.
Okay.
So I said football teams. We got those are the 4 sports. We got football, volleyball, girls softball, cross country.
Okay. And the boys varsity football team, of course, getting ready to head up to Savannah to take on BC. Is that going to be at Memorial Stadium?
At Memorial, yep.
Okay. And that'll be at 7:30 Friday night. And is that one of them go fan only things, or will they take your cash?
I hadn't seen anything about local tickets being sold, so I assume it's gofan.com.
Yeah. Well, we do it here locally, but when you go out of town, you're up to the wishes of the home team.
Right. So I'm saying I hadn't heard anybody say there's any tickets here being sold locally, so I'm sure everything's being sold online.
Okay. So you probably you need to check on that before you go up to Memorial Stadium on Friday night to try to get those tickets in advance by going online and giving all that personal information to GoFan, because they may not take cash there at the gate. They will at the concession stands, but they won't take it at the gate. They want you documented before you go in. And so that's going on. And then, as you mentioned in your local sports, we're used to Friday night games at 7:30, but for the next 2 weeks after this week, it's not going to happen that way.
School night. Yeah, both nights are school nights, so they pushed it up to 7 o'clock.
So 7 o'clock Thursday against who?
Southeast Bullock.
Okay, Southeast Bullock Thursday week. And then the following Monday, on Halloween Monday, at 7 o'clock against Burke. Okay. Now, the one against Southeast Bullock is out of town. Is that correct?
Right.
And then the one against Burke is that game that's had to be made up. Will be here on Halloween night at 7 o'clock, a home game. So it'll be a home game. here at JC Stadium on Halloween evening. They're still, I guess, working on getting all the candy together and the activities they're going to have there at JC Stadium that night to attract the kids to come in and have a good time.
I heard all kinds of preparations are being made, but I hadn't seen any details. I've heard if you wear a costume, you might get him free. So we'll get all that the week of the game.
Okay. And the Jessup City Council is meeting again. Is that correct?
And they got a meeting tonight, 7 o'clock.
And the mayor's back in town now from his vacation, right?
I believe he's back in town.
He was supposed to get back Saturday from what I heard. And so a regular Jessup City Council meeting this evening at City Hall at what time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. And they got several things on the agenda. Is that correct?
There's a few items on there.
A few items on the agenda for the night. And so we'll see how the City Council does this evening after the last two called the last minute meetings that became a little controversial. And so we'll follow that and have that information for you. All right, Bob, anything on your mind this morning at all?
Not really.
Not really?
Interesting debate last night. That Libertarian candidate kept getting frustrated, kept interrupting the other two candidates. So I don't think he's got a snowball's chance, but
well, they usually don't.
Whatever.
I don't know of one Libertarian that's elected to an office, especially on state or national
Never
level.
heard of him. Shane Hazel. Wouldn't know if he walked in the door.
No. Those Libertarians usually get about 2 to 3% of the vote, somewhere along in there.
It was funny how he kept talking over the other two candidates, and they had to keep telling him to hush, and then he got upset and just still talking.
Well, you're not supposed to talk over
still talking when they ran the credit, so it was a circus last night.
Well, it's the way he got attention for himself. See, if he just sat there and just kept quiet, don't want to be talking about him. But now that he's created a little controversy, people are talking about him. So he accomplished what he was seeking out to get, which was notoriety. People talking about him.
He's wasting his time, wasting everybody else's time. So, what do I say? Exit stage left. Thank you very much.
Oh boy! Well, we haven't had a chance to talk about this past weekend's games. It was really good for the Falcons. I think a very confidence booster there to be. They come in there as a underdog and they defeat San Francisco there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium there in Atlanta.
Falcons in first place. Go Falcons!
Falcons in first place. Wow.
Thanks to my Steelers beating up on Tampa Bay.
Yeah. And I know that you really had to feel good about that because, even Terry Bradshaw on Sunday was just, kind of down on the Steelers and their offensive line and everything.
I'm just glad
defense.
I'm just glad Tom Brady's focus was with his owner's party that because he definitely wasn't on game. I mean, Pittsburgh secondary was depleted. We had 5 injuries.
Right.
And
but
Tom
Brady, string secondary.
Tom Brady was over there just dog cussing his offensive line. But like I said, the story was that he didn't show up for the walkthrough on Saturday. He went to Robert Kraft's wedding instead. And but when you're the GOAT, I guess you can do what you want to do. But
it's like they said, Bill Belichick, he wasn't there at the wedding. He was getting his team prepared, So, you can't sit there and bless out your offensive line when they have no respect for you in a sense because you didn't come to practice. You missed several weeks of practice in August, and then you got a game. You go through a walkthrough, that final preparation for the game, and you're sitting there at a wedding on the former owner. And you didn't see anybody from the New England Patriots there at Kraft's. They were all getting ready for the football game.
Right.
But Tom shows up.
Yeah, Robert Kraft's like his daddy. He loves Robert Kraft. So
yeah, I guess so.
So his daddy got married, so he had to show up.
And they also wondered, I heard Jim Rome and them talking about why have a wedding in the middle of football season. Have it afterwards. Have it before, but don't have it during football season. So some of the people who would like to come to the wedding can't come to it. But then Jim said, well, at his age, he probably wants to get married as soon as possible because he don't know how much longer he's got left.
Robert Kraft paid him a lot of money, so I guess he felt obligated to be there. But it just seems weird that those football players, don't get. I mean, I'm surprised he had permission to go, but
Yeah.
so, whatever.
Well, he's the GOAT.
I'm just glad his mind wasn't on football and Pittsburgh won the game. So and like we needed it bad. Like I said, we're just trying to get back to respectability, as Coach Tomlin said. We're a long way from it. So 2-4, but we're only one game out in the division. So it's NFL, long season. See how
Long
it plays
season,
out.
man. We're just a hair a third way through it. There's 17 games, and last week was 6. So if we had 18, that would just be a third. So we're just a hair over a third through the season. And the Jacksonville Jaguars lost at Indy. I really thought that they might be able to win that game, but they didn't. Lost at Indy, but it was a close game.
Yeah, they threw it away at the end. They should have won that ball game. So they're doing silly things that end the ball game, costing them games. So
Are they?
I mean, it just seems
Just making some coaching mistakes or
no,
human
it's
mistakes?
not coaching mistakes. It's just team mistakes. Just throwing the ball in double coverage and having the ball intercepted in the end zone and just not completing drives.
Just not thinking clearly, huh?
Just not playing well.
Okay. Well, let's hope they do better this week against New York. I guess that's the Giants coming to town on this Sunday, because it says New York, so I assume that's the Giants.
Could
or
be
is it
the
the
Jets.
Jets? Could be the Jets.
Should be the Jets. Both.
Well, both of them
New-
in the American, so it could be the Jets.
Both
coming
New
to
York
town.
teams are doing well.
Yeah, both. It's amazing. Both New York teams. This could be the Jets coming to town. It just says New York on here, and so it could be the Jets since they're both in the same division. So we'll see. And then the Falcons this weekend will be on the road at Cincinnati. How do you see that game?
I'm hoping Falcons win because Cincinnati's in Pittsburgh's division, so go Falcons.
It is the Giants. It is the
Giants.
Giants. Yeah, it's the Giants coming to town.
Giants are 5-1. They
I
beat
know,
the Ravens
are
this
they?
past Friday. Yeah.
Michael Strahan's grinning from ear to ear sitting up
tell
there
you.
on that pregame show.
Both New York teams are doing well. The Jets won a big game this past weekend, so New York football is relevant again. So I guess it's good for the city of New York.
And if you're a sports fan in Philadelphia, you're grinning from ear to ear right now. Phillies beat the Braves to move on to the National League Championship game, and then the Phillies beat Cowboys on Sunday night. They're undefeated. So sports is abuzz there in the city of Philadelphia.
Hard to believe the Phillies, the Mets, and the Braves not the
Dodgers.
The Dodgers, Mets, and Braves all done.
The greatest tragedy in all that is the Dodgers, because they had a chance from hearing people going into this, and they had a chance to be one of the best Dodger teams of all time because they had all those victories. They had the most victories of anybody this year and most any year. And then if they'd have won the World Series this year, they would have gone down as perhaps maybe the best Dodgers team ever. But they lose. The Braves, second worst, which being the world champs, you win the division at the end of the game, end of the year, and you just get stomped on. The only game they won was a night game. I guess if you take a look at the Braves season this past year, they didn't do well during daylight. They won big at night. If all those games had been at night, I think it would have been different. But Philadelphia whipped up on the Braves. And then what's the other team? We got the Dodgers and the Braves and the Mets. And the Mets, who did so well this year, got out of it. So the three top teams in the National League just didn't make it. Never can tell what's going to happen in the playoffs, can you?
You got to play well at the right time. They didn't play well.
Yeah.
Dodgers history, though, every time the Dodgers, I think 5 times they've now won 100 games, and all 5 times that they won 100 games, they never made it to the World Series. So that's their history.
So I guess they should shoot for 99
That's
next
what I'm
year.
saying. Shoot for less than 100. That's strange. You think a team that won 100 games could go on to win the World Series, but the history shows that L.A., every time they win 100 games, they don't make it to the World Series.
Well, they were the odds-on favorite to win the World Series, to be the best Dodgers team of all time.
The manager guaranteed it a couple of months ago. So the big story with the Braves is the Braves are going to sign Dansby Swanson. That's what everybody's hoping. So
let's hope so.
They got to re-sign Olsen, too. That was a 1-year contract, so they got most of their players locked up, but there's still a few questions with the Braves in the offseason. So, but hopefully, priority number 1 is to sign that shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Let's
that's the number 1 priority right there. So I'm sure there's a lot of negotiating going on right now between the Braves and Swanson and his agent. And hopefully, there'll be a clear communication on this, unlike last year with Freddie.
I know one thing. After Alabama got beat by Tennessee, those Georgia-Tennessee tickets are at a prime premium. Have you seen the cost of those tickets now?
No, I haven't. You know, we got off. Georgia has off this weekend, and they take on Florida down there in Jacksonville, and that will be on the 20th. Is that right?
No. That's
wrong.
This weekend's the 20th.
Yeah, this weekend's the 20th. They have off this weekend, and then they play Florida, and then they take on Tennessee. And the following week they're in Athens, and I don't know where Alabama's defense was there. I mean, it's amazing how you can have that big of a turnaround in college football the way that Tennessee's done this year, and especially against the premier team of the past decade in the SEC, Alabama.
It's a long time since you've seen Alabama give up 52 points. I mean, it's amazing. But they still had a chance to win the game if their field goal kick would have come through, but they missed that. But
that's a positive point for the Georgia right there, is the fact that Alabama was able to put that many points. So you just hope our defense is going to be a lot better than Alabama's.
I don't think they're scoring 52 in Athens. I don't see that happening.
No, it's going to be interesting. That's a big game.
But I was just shocked
there
to see Alabama's defense just time and time, their secondary just time and time again just let the receiver run right by them. So, but it's a fun game to watch. It's entertaining. I mean,
I'm sure that many points, very entertaining.
It's a fun game to watch.
Yeah. Well, that was the game that Clay Travis was at this week, and like last week when he picked Georgia, or whenever we talked about that, he picked Tennessee.
Long drive. It's been 15 years since Tennessee beat Alabama. So
15 years.
Had a big celebration. I wonder what time those fans left the stadium. I mean, that was a great scene down there. I mean, just all that orange down there on the field.
Yeah.
It was like a big party.
I remember years ago in the 90s, Georgia had many years there of having trouble beating Tennessee. You had Coach Fillmore there and all that. And when we finally defeated Tennessee sometime in the mid-90s, I can't remember which year it was, the fans went nuts there, tore the hedges apart. I mean, just tore them apart. And this is basically what Tennessee fans did this weekend when they defeated Alabama. They tore down the goalpost and threw them in the river.
Yeah, NCAA fines, they have a fine. You can't do that anymore. So they got the story is they're trying to find. They got a GoFundMe page to try to replace the goalpost in Tennessee. So
the GoFundMe page to replace the goalpost in Tennessee.
So, because the NCAA imposes the fines for charging the field. So I don't think Tennessee cares.
Who cares?
I mean, they won.
You won't. Yeah.
Took
15 years.
That was 15 years of frustration. I'm
That's
sure
right.
they're glad to sign a check, but it was funny. They have
I don't think they're going to have any problem raising the money. No, none at all.
Just call Peyton Manning. He'll write a check. So. he was happy.
Oh, did you talk to John Bourne?
I saw him down on the sidelines. I had a picture of him on TV, but I saw him in Atlanta at the Braves game, so it was good to see him. So I ran into him in the Braves. I said the Braves only won one game in the series. I was there. So
okay.
So like I said, they played better at night, but that was a long rain delay, 3 hours rain delay. But at least the food was half price, so that was good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But I ran into John up there. But I asked him, he wasn't real confident that Tennessee was going to win that ball game. Because I asked him, I said, is Tennessee going to win that game? He just said, Alabama's Alabama.
Yeah,
so,
that's what, yeah. So,
but I saw him on the sidelines on TV. He was down there among the fans enjoying, he works for the University of Tennessee. So
okay.
But it's a big win, but they come to Athens on November 5th, so that'll be a big showdown.
The next game for Georgia is on the 29th against Florida and Jacksonville, and then the 5th at home against Tennessee. So you say the tickets for that game are going pretty premium.
I think the nosebleed sections are $800 right now. That's what.
Where in the world I pay that much money for?
That's what they are. I mean, that's what they're getting, $800 to sit in the nosebleed. So. Luckily, I called a friend of mine to get a ticket before that game.
Oh, you did? You got it before that. So you wrapped it up before
I wrapped it
Alabama-Tennessee
up before the Alabama-Tennessee game.
So you're going to that game. You will be there.
I got it. I can't miss that game. That's going to be.
You're going to be there.
I didn't have any idea Tennessee was going to beat Alabama when I requested the ticket, but now I'm excited I got a ticket.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, you got a ticket, so you're going with a group of guys?
Yeah. Looking forward to the trip to
So you're going to two
Jacksonville.
Georgia games. You're going to Jacksonville and then to Athens.
Athens, yeah.
2 Saturdays in a row there.
Back to back. Yep.
Have they set a time on the Georgia-Tennessee game yet?
I'm sure it's going to be that 3:30 game.
That 3:30 CBS game?
I'm sure Georgia fans will have to suffer through Gary Danielson again. I mean, he just doesn't like Georgia for some reason. Never says anything good about Georgia. So, Georgia fans. And I was watching the Tennessee-Alabama game with a bunch of Georgia fans, and Danielson was doing that game, and they said, "Oh, there's that Danielson guy." Georgia fans don't like Gary Danielson.
Well, right now on this side I'm looking at, the Tennessee-Georgia game is still to be determined.
Yeah, well, CBS has the first shot, but
They have the first shot?
I'm sure they're going to gobble that game up, especially if Georgia beats Florida and Tennessee plays, I think, UT Martin or something. So they're going to remain unbeaten. So if Georgia beats Florida, there's 2 unbeaten teams. So I'm sure CBS has got that game at 3:30. I would be willing to bet that's what time the game is in November 5th, 3:30.
Okay. And Georgia Southern fans have got to be happy. What a game against James Madison. I was just back and forth, and them winning there at the end of the game. So congratulations to Georgia Southern, and I know their fans are as happy right now as Tennessee fans are, because you had a ranked team coming into town. You had a game that came down to the last few minutes, and Georgia Southern winning there at the last moment, and that big interception. And so congratulations to the Georgia Southern Eagles.
Yeah, they're hoping they can hold on to their coach. He's rumored to go to Tech. Georgia
They
Tech
just got him.
I know, but I'm just telling you, Georgia Tech's looking for a head football coach, and Clay Helton's rumored to be on that list.
Oh, geez.
So Georgia Southern's hoping they can keep their coach. He's on that
There's a
short
lot of
list.
names up there for that Tech position. They named her up there.
They got the AD. But
He's a guy from Alabama.
Now they got to get a football coach.